going on, Gunners Alive, coming at you with another cooking video. I am here with my mom, and today we're going to be making
homemade pizza.
Homemade pizza. Now we have a bunch of different types of homemade pizza. We do one in the oven, one on the grill. Today we're going to be doing the one in the oven, and we're going to be showing you all the ingredients and the process that we follow in order to make this pizza. First off, before we put it all together, let's show you guys the ingredients we're working with. So we got some ground beef. We also got some sweet Italian sausage. We use this whenever we made the spaghetti meatballs, right? Like the same beef and the same sausage.
Yep.
Some of the other toppings we have include onions that are diced up, some peppers that are diced up, and then today we're going to be using jarred jalapenos. We also have some canned jalapenos, or if you want to dice them up yourself with fresh, you can do that. And then for the dough, we're going to have a mixture of 1 cup of milk and 3 cups of this original Pioneer baking mix. For the cheese toppings, we're going to choose to use some sharp cheddar cheese and also some mozzarella. Really, you can use any type of cheese you want. I mean, there's so many different flavors for pizza. Just a lot of variety of cheeses. Also, my mom just grabbed this from the fridge. We're going to put some mini pepperonis on top of it as well.
For the sauce, we use one 14.5 ounce can of crushed tomatoes. And then I put in about a tablespoon of garlic powder, a tablespoon of basil leaves, and 3 or 4 bay leaves, but we remove the bay leaves before we put the sauce on the pizza.
So now that you see all of the ingredients we're going to be using, let's go ahead and start the process of making the pizza. Pretty much we're going to break it down into browning the meats, preparing the dough, preparing the sauce, and then assembling everything together to bake it in the oven. Here are our helpers, Dodger and Tucker. Hey Tucker, how you doing? They both just had baths earlier on today, so they're still drying, but let's get to this pizza. My mom had already started browning some of the ground beef before the video, and now we're adding the sweet Italian sausage to it. And you said we add the sausage after the ground beef so that it maintains a little bit of that sausage flavor.
Yeah, because you can drain the beef.
And then for the meats, we just have it cooking on the stove almost at a medium temperature, and then in a little while we'll put the meat on top of the dough and sauce. While it's cooking too, you can just mash it all together. That way you get an assortment of flavors with every single bite. You don't get like 1 bite only sausage, 1 bite only beef. It all mixes together nice. Next up, we're going to prepare the sauce in a pot, and then we're going to cook it on top of the stove. So first thing is the crushed tomatoes. I'm sure at the store they have like pre-made pizza sauce if you just want to buy that and use it, but we're going to make our own. So to the crushed tomatoes, we're going to add some garlic. Oh, it's almost empty. I was wondering why it was looking kind of goofy when you're shaking and nothing was coming out. My mom's got some more garlic here in order to finish off the 1 tablespoon that we need. Dodger, I don't think we're going to give you any garlic. This is the basil.
Yep.
1 tablespoon of this is going into the crushed tomato and garlic. And then last but not least, we're going to add a few bay leaves to the sauce. And remember, we're going to take these out before we top the dough in a little while. Now heat up the sauce on the stove, stirring it while it simmers. We'll probably get it to like a little boil so we know it's hot.
Yeah, but not much. You don't want it to scorch.
You gotta remember, all this stuff's gonna go in the oven later on and continue cooking. So we're cooking it almost all the way here on the stove. Now the sausage and ground beef, it's brown, almost done cooking for the most part. And we're just gonna set it to the side until we need it to top the pizza in a little while. We also did not add any seasonings to the sausage and ground beef. We just mixed them together and we got those natural flavors going on. Next up, we're going to add the baking mix, which is the Pioneer brand, 3 cups, along with 1 cup of milk into a bowl. Just going to stir it all together and mix it so it gets kind of thick. Next up, we're going to put the dough in the pan. Now, we already sprayed it with some non-stick spray, and then we lightly dusted it with some of the baking mix because we're going to need to roll out the dough. The pan we're using is probably like 18 inches by 12 inches, I would say. So our dough is going to be a little thick. You know, if you want a thinner dough or a thinner crust, then go ahead and get a bigger pan and then roll it out more. I'm going to put some of the baking mix on the roller as well. That way it doesn't stick. And then just cover the bottom of the pan best you can. If you don't got a roller, then I mean, I guess use your hand and try to pat it down, kind of like my mom is now.
Use a glass, a round glass.
Oh, just like a cup?
Like one of those round glasses.
Pro tip, I never thought about using a glass. Before putting it in the oven, stab some holes in the crust. That way, when it's cooking in the oven, it doesn't get all bubbly and rise up in certain spots and not in other spots. The temperature we're going to be baking the dough on is going to be 425 degrees for
7 to 10 minutes. till it's almost done.
So you don't want to cook the crust slash dough all the way because we still need to add toppings and it'll finish baking in a little while. But we're gonna go ahead, we'll do kitchen timer, 7 minutes, and start. The dough is now out of the oven. Time to put on the secret ingredient. We're gonna top it with some yellow mustard.
No, we're not.
Just kidding, we're not putting mustard on top of the pizza, guys. It's a joke. Real talk though, what we're about to do is put on the sauce that was cooking on top of the stove earlier.
Raised up.
The crust is now risen a little bit, so not quite cooked all the way. It'll finish cooking here in a few minutes, but as we pour the sauce on, remember, got to take out the bay leaves. We had, I counted 4 earlier. At this point, the kitchen smells really good. Our sauce looks like it came out just a little watery tonight. Oh well, but we're gonna spread it over to the edges, and now it's time to put on all of the toppings. Now the toppings, I showed them to you guys earlier. I'm gonna show them to you as we top the pizza. If you want to add more toppings, feel free to do so. If you want to add less toppings, feel free to do so. So the order in which we add everything is first the sauce on top of the dough, and then second we have the ground beef mixed with the Italian sausage that's already been browned going on top of the sauce now, covering as much of the pizza as possible. In our case, we got a little bit of extra, so we'll just save that in case we want to make like a personal pizza sometime during the upcoming week. Next up is gonna be the pepperonis. We're using mini pepperonis, that way whenever we cut the pizza later on, we don't have to worry about like cutting a pepperoni in half and dragging it with cheese melted onto it and ripping up the cheese on top. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like whenever you have pepperonis on pizza, sometimes you cut them, but they're like resistant to being cut. They're like, no, we're not gonna cut in half. And the next thing you know, like everything's getting pulled off the dough. So we just took the pepperoni straight out of the bag. They'll cook while they're in the oven. Next up, we got red, yellow, and orange peppers. We're gonna put them on top of the entire pizza. Sometimes we add spinach too, right? Just as like a green vegetable. And no onions for you, Dodger, because if y'all didn't know, onions are actually, hey, no, no. Okay, I got it right here, y'all. Onions are not good for dogs, so that's a no, Dodger. We're not gonna let you have that. Now let's put some cheese. We'll give you some in a minute. But as far as onions go, not good for dogs. Grab some spinach out of the refrigerator. Gonna put it on the pizza now. Spinach, growing up, people are like, oh, I don't like spinach. Spinach this, spinach that. It's a green vegetable, nasty. To be completely honest, spinach, it doesn't really taste like anything. So we're gonna put it on the pizza. It's gonna make it more healthy. Gonna add some of those micronutrients. And they're not even gonna taste the spinach. So just gonna throw it on top, spread it around. Now it is time to add some jalapenos. Today we're using jalapenos. Next time we may use green chili instead of jalapenos, just a variety. This time they're sliced from a whole jalapeno and just in the jar for the pizza we are making today, pups. And then last up, we got 2 different types of cheeses. Mozzarella #1, sharp cheddar #2. If you want to use a different cheese or cheese blend, go ahead and do so. Sprinkling it on top of the pizza though, so it can melt once it goes back into the oven. Dodger, he smells the cheese. He's ready for his snack. Tucker, he knows something's up as well as he's laying in the middle of the floor watching us work. Cheddar cheese on top of the mozzarella cheese to finish off the toppings for the pizza. And then how long are we gonna put it in the oven to finish?
It's about 10 to 12 minutes to finish.
And you can just judge it by looking at the cheese, right? To see how long until it's done. But we're still rocking at 425 degrees. Don't burn yourself, mods. Pizza going in the oven, and just like that, close the oven, keep the heat inside, and it's time for the dogs to get their cheese snack. You ready, Dodger? Yeah, he said, I'm happy. Thanks, Mom. We're gonna set the microwave for 12 minutes because the pizza was kind of thick tonight with all the toppings, and start. The pizza is now out of the oven. Gonna cut it, and then dinner is served. Ma, do the honors. It looks delicious. For those of y'all wondering, we got some red pepper here, some garlic, and then some green chili, and then also some Parmesan cheese in order to put on top of the pizza. Piece numero uno is out and on the plate. It's gonna be great, Mom. Thanks for helping me make the video.
You're welcome.
If y'all do try the pizza or something like that, or any of the other dishes we've cooked here on the channel, be sure to send me a picture on Instagram or Twitter so I can check it out. Links to both my social medias in the description box. If you have any ideas for dishes you want to see us cook up, be sure to leave a comment down below the video. We may cook it up sometime, you never know. But that's gonna do it for now. Dinner time here in our household. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. New videos every single day here on my channel. I'm Gunner's Live. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the live stream later tonight or another video.
Maybe you should just leave, just leave, just leave, 'cause you